Are you like me? Sometimes have this problem where it's really difficult to find somewhere that's level in your studio and you're constantly propping molds up on different bits and pieces with popsicle sticks like this to try and get things level, and then it never really gets things level. Look at the difference in this coaster here. Look at how narrow that is compared to how thick it is that end. Really disappointing, because it was a beautiful coaster. There is finally something that's going to solve that, and that is the leveling board by Tea Expert. So let's have a look at it. It's a lovely size. It comes already put together and with lovely lots of bubble wrap in it. It is a great size, so you can do picture pours on it as well, and it's really easy to get the level. The other great thing about this is it's a scratch resistant table, and it's also resin resistant. So your resin, if you get it on there, is going to easily come off, and we'll test that as well in a little while, because I'm going to put a bit of resin on here and show you how easy it will come off. As you can see here, this table is not level because I know my workbench isn't level. I try so often to get it level, and if it was like this, then what you would end up getting when you're curing is that sort of shape, that cheesy wedged shape. So all I'm going to do is turn it over, and the great other thing is these feet are all adjustable, look, and I believe it was too high up this side. So I'm going to wind those feet down, because I think that's where my problem normally lies. It's a little bit too high this end now. The other great thing is you can do some really small micro changes to this to get it perfectly level. And now we've got that nice and level, which is ideal for doming, ideal for pouring on, and also ideal for having your molds on. The other thing is you can put your curing machine on this as well, and then that way you're guaranteed everything in your curing machine is nice and level and isn't going to spoil when it cures. I know this is a major problem for a lot of people, especially if you're doing picture pours, and if you've got a nice flat board, you could then put that on top of this. So if you wanted to do a picture board this big, and you don't want it all running off one end and not the other, and you know that this is a nice flat piece of board, you could put this piece of board on top of your leveling table, and you know you're going to have a lovely level surface. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pour one of the coasters on my table, and then I'm going to pour the second coaster, as you can see here, on the leveling table, which is on my table, making it level. I'm using the black glitter in here, and it's an ultrafine glitter because I think it really shows up nicely and easily the difference in the levels. A huge thank you to all my members whose names are coming up now. If you'd like to join the membership, see your name on the videos, and benefit from all the perks of being a member, then the link for that is in the description below. So pouring all this out, and now what I'm going to do is pour some onto the actual leveling table itself, so we can see if it does come off. Now, it's not going to come off as easy as it comes off on a silicone mat because they're flexible and easy to remove, but I want to make sure that it does come off, and I'm going to leave this to cure up on the table for exactly the same time as I'm going to cure up the coasters. That should be a good test to see how it works. Also, massive thank you to everyone that got me a coffee last month. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be able to buy these things and test them and show them to you, because I just wouldn't be able to afford it. So I really do appreciate it. It is guys like you and people like you that enable me to keep this channel going and making all these new videos. So now we've burst all the bubbles on top of these, we'll leave them to cure and we'll see how they get on. These two things have cured up now, and the first one I'm going to look at is the one that was on my table and not on the curing table, and let's have a look at that. And as you can see, there is a definite difference, quite thin there in comparison to there. There's a big difference. Let's have a look at this one. Oh, look at that. Beautiful and level all the way around. It really has made a massive difference. I keep propping things up with little lollipop sticks and all sorts of things, and I just can't seem to keep my tables and things level. Ideal for that, brilliant. And I'm going to buy another one, so I've got two, and then I can use one for what I'm working on and the second one for my curing machine permanently and have that leveled up permanently. Well, since recording this video, but before I edited it, obviously, I have bought myself a second one of these leveling tables, and I'm using it with the Tea Expert curing machine. Brilliant machine, and it has enabled me to cure things level. Brilliant. So I have been picking at bits already. Let's have a look at how easy stuff does come off it. Yeah. Okay, it's not as easy as it is on a silicone mat, I would say, but it has come off and it hasn't damaged it. Look at this bit. I wouldn't use anything metal on this, even though it's scratch resistant. I would use something plastic on it. You're less likely to dig into it. The other thing I meant to mention is this is also heat resistant, which is really important if you're using something that's hot on here. So that's definitely come off. Let's make sure I've got none anywhere else. And going over it with a baby wipe brings off any of the residue. Because you want to keep this as level as possible. You don't want this affecting in any way what you've got on here. But what I'm using is, I've decided, which will make it even easier. When you buy this one, J-Diction resin, you normally get with it a silicone mat. Because I want to keep this as clean as possible to prevent it having any unlevel bits. I'm going to put my mat on here, and these mats are the ones that come with the J-Diction resin. They're already included in the resin, and look at that, they are a perfect fit for that, and they stick to this board lovely, which is great news. What I've done is, I've cut myself a little hole in that little silicone mat. Look. I can put over that, and then because it's got a shiny side, it is going to stick to and goes really flat onto this board. I'm not going to do this for the one I'm going to buy for the curing machine because there's no need. And it's an ideal size to cover the whole thing up. Great result. They're the coasters when I made them without using the leveling table. Massive difference there in the final finish. And there's the one with using the leveling table, which has given me an absolutely amazing result. I'm really, really pleased with it. I will link it in the description below so you can get hold of it. I think this is an essential piece of equipment for anybody that does resin so that they can keep all their stuff level, because there's nothing more annoying than having unlevel resin. Be sure to check out the video that I've got coming up next. If you want to learn how to cure your resin in 2 hours and have no more waiting around, it's a really brilliant machine. It's greatly improved over the first iteration of them that came out by different companies. This is a must-have as well for anybody that's serious about their resin crafts. So be sure to check that out and learn about that. If you've enjoyed this video, then please remember to boop that like button and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, and ring that little bell. Ring my little bell so you get notifications when I've got a new video coming out. If you'd like to buy me a coffee or get hold of anything that I've used today, or check out my other channel, then the links for everything and much more are in the description below. Take care, enjoy your resin, bye.